The first 100 days of President Trump's second term.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
It's been 100 days since Donald Trump returned to the White House, and he's been busy. Guns blazing since day one, he's signed dozens of executive orders overhauling US policy with global implications. So let's take a look at what Trump's actually done in 100 days. On the domestic front, Trump 2.0 launched a sweeping purge of the federal workforce and eliminated diversity initiatives. And the impact hasn't been limited to the government. Universities, law firms, and corporations have all felt the heat. And beyond US borders, the shakeup has been just as fierce. Trump has shut down key agencies like USAID and slapped massive tariffs on top of trading partners, rattling global supply chains and alliances. Even before his inauguration, he was making waves abroad. Trump reportedly played a central role in clinching the Gaza ceasefire in mid-January that temporarily halted the onslaught before Israel resumed its relentless attacks weeks later. Then, he took it a step further, floating a shock proposal for the US to take over the territory and permanently relocate the Palestinians living there.
I don't want to be cute, I don't want to be a wise guy, but the Riviera of the Middle East, this could be so magnificent.
And there's more. In the opening days of his second term, Trump pulled Washington out of both the Paris Climate Accord and the World Health Organization.
What is this?
Withdrawing from the World Health Organization, sir?
Ooh, that's a big one.
As the US's international footprint suffered for his America First vision. Then came the very public scolding of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky during a February meeting at the White House.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful.
Ceasefire talks have since stalled, and a major US-Ukraine mineral deal hangs in the balance. Despite setbacks like these, Trump has still been very actively engaged in diplomacy. His administration has held indirect talks with Iran, threatening military action if a new nuclear deal isn't signed. He's also tried to expand the US's borders. Repeated overtures and threats for Greenland, Canada, and Panama to join the US have enraged locals.
I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it.
And when it comes to borders, Trump's been working to shut them tight to undocumented migrants. He's called their arrival an invasion and used an old wartime law to deport foreign nationals accused of gang ties. The crackdown hasn't stopped there. His administration has also revoked visas and green cards from students and academics over pro-Palestinian views and criticism of Israel's war on Gaza.
You are here as a visitor. We can deny you that visa. If you end up having a green card as a result of that visa while you're here in those activities, we're going to kick you out.
On the trade front, Trump has doubled down on the economic war he started during his first presidency, targeting China, a longtime rival, with a new round of tariffs.
Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. We have been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth, and we will not let that happen any longer.
April the 2nd, what Trump dubbed Liberation Day, saw him announce a baseline 10% tariff on all imports, with even higher rates slapped on 57 countries. Just weeks later, he raised tariffs on some Chinese goods to a staggering 245%. At home, the picture's mixed. Prices for things like eggs and gas have dipped a little, but consumer confidence has taken a hit. Mortgage rates are still sky high, and for many Americans, owning a home remains out of reach. Trump's most loyal supporters are standing by him, but across the broader US population, the cracks are showing. A Pew Research Center poll found that 59% of Americans disapprove of his tariff hikes, while 39% back them. Overall, Trump's approval rating stands at 40%, about where he was at this point in his first term. The big question now is, can he keep up the pace?